Milo is a very special dog. We found Milo one day shopping at Costco. There was a man on the side of the road, and he had two dachshunds with him. Being an animal lover, and more so the fact that I also have dachshunds, I had to pull over. I had to ask the man what was going on. Turns out he was a truck driver who was being relocated, and he needed a place for his dogs. So I went home, I talked to my wife about it, and ended up going back to the corner later that evening and talking to the fellow about the dogs. He was trying to sell them. So we ended up paying a couple $100s to take these dogs off of his hands, and they were just absolutely gorgeous dogs. There was two of them. One was Milo, and one was his dad, Riker. We had them in our house for about a month or so. The situation wasn't very pleasant. They didn't coexist well with my dogs, and we had to figure out a situation for them, a place for them to go. The dad, Riker, he needed to leave. He was a very, he would pick fights. He was just a very angry dog. And so I was able to find a home for him, but I wanted to keep Milo around somehow. So that's when I contacted one of my closest friends, Ken, and asked him if he was interested at all in a dog.
We first got Milo back in 2000, I'd say 2013, about 2013 or so. And we got him from Nick, of course. And of course, during that time, we weren't allowed to have a dog in our house. Having a pet, like me and my siblings, we never had a dog that's ours. But luckily we were able to convince my parents to be able to at least take care of him for a week and see how that went. And lucky enough, we were able to take care of him for a week, and next thing you know, we all fell in love with Milo. And there was no other options but to keep him. So we decided to keep him, and now he's a part of our family. After that, Milo's an amazing dog. I think since this is our first family dog, it's like one of those things where we just created such an emotional attachment to him. Each and every one of us comes home and there's nothing but smiles whenever we see this little guy, and I think that's the beauty of it. Milo also has a very deep bark. He hates anyone knocking at the door, so whenever anyone knocks at the door, he barks super loud, and it sounds like a Labrador coming from this little dachshund. Milo also loves to play catch. That's one of the cool things that I've seen about him, and he's a very fast learner. At home, he's able to go. He's able to do a couple of tricks. He's capable to do spinning around. He's able to do roll over. He's able to play dead, and he's also able to lay on his stomach when we tell him to. All our commands, especially at home. Milo is a special dachshund because he has an intervertebral spine disease. For those who don't know, the dachshunds are common to that disease due to the fact that they have a really long vertebrae over here. And it happened probably about 2 years ago, I'd say. It would just happen out of nowhere. I think what the diagnosis, the doctor said that it was because just over time, these dachshunds aren't meant to go jump up and down, to run around super fast all the time. There was a couple of options. There was an option of a surgery, but at that time, we didn't have the finances to do so. And I believe the success rate was only about 70 to 80%. And outside of that, the doctors gave him oral steroids just to get better. And of course, just cage rest. And we did that. And another option they gave us was, hey, a lot of dachshund owners don't like to take this route, but a lot of people just can't handle like a handicapped dog. So they also gave us an option to put him down. But there was no way we're putting this little guy down. He's a part of our family. So we decided to keep on trucking on. And we kept on working with him, and we personally didn't go the method of going to physical therapy or anything like that for this little guy. But we did make a sling, like a homemade sling. We used different types of methods to see how people dealt with a handicap challenge dog, and that's what we did. We followed that route, and now Milo's able to walk just fine if it's at home or in a grass area. Especially if it's carpeted home like we have at a house, it's that he's fine without a wheelchair. However, like whenever we go to long trips or we go walk around like downtown city or something like that, we always have a wheelchair for him just in case he wants to get on his wheelchair and walk for a long time. But yeah, other than that, I think I love dogs. We all love dogs, and I guess it's just not giving up on them because they'll never give up on us. So we love this little guy.